Hello and welcome to Brick Speak. I'm your host, Brigadier Rakesh Bhatia. In today's episode, we will talk about first chapter of your prescribed book, Surrender Was the Thread, named A Vulnerable Price. In this, we will talk about the status of Junagarh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir and how they were linked. The key takeaways from today's lecture: we will cover the 3rd June Partition Plan, also called the Mountbatten Plan. The accession of Junagarh, was it a diplomatic misstep by Pakistan? What was the case of Hyderabad? How these two incidents affected accession of Kashmir? Was there a diplomatic parallel between Junagarh and Kashmir? And in the end, we will wind up with lessons from Junagarh, Kashmir, and Hyderabad. Talking about the 3rd June Partition Plan. The key points of the plan were: two countries named India and Pakistan will be created based on the religious line. Pakistan will cater for Muslim majority areas. Referendum will be carried out in regions like Punjab, Bengal, and Northwest Frontier Province, as these provinces had mixed religious demographics, and the subject of the state would be given a choice whether they want to join India or Pakistan. As far as princely states are concerned, which enjoyed semi-autonomous status under British suzerainty, were given the choice to accede either to India or Pakistan. They were even given an option to remain independent. However, the Indian Independence Act of 1947 stipulated that princely states should consider factors such as geographical contiguity and the wishes of their population in making his decision. This input is contained in a famous book called The Shadow of Great Game, The Untold Story of India's Partition, by Narendra Singh Salaria, who was ADC to the Governor General Mountbatten during that period. The first step was taken by Nawab of Junagarh, Muhabbat Khan, on 15th of August, when he decided to accede to Pakistan. Look at the geographical separation between Pakistan and Junagarh. Pakistan till date claims Junagarh as part of its own country because of the letter of accession that they supposedly carry. This was a very recent map which Survey of Pakistan had published, showing Junagarh and Manwadar as part of Pakistan. Despite being a small Hindu majority state, 80% of the population was Hindu. It was ruled by a Muslim Nawab. He decided to accede to Pakistan. However, this was seen as a controversial and problematic issue. And Pakistan accepted Junagarh as its state on 15th September 1947. As I had explained, Junagarh has no direct geographical connection to Pakistan. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was the Deputy Prime Minister of India, said that Junagarh's decision disregarded the Hindu majority and geographical isolation from Pakistan. However, India decided to enter Junagarh on 9th of November 1947. Thereafter, carried out a plebiscite in February 1948, where out of 190,000 citizens who had participated in the plebiscite, Pakistan got votes of only 91. The case of Hyderabad was slightly different. Hyderabad was a large, probably the wealthiest princely state in south central India. It was ruled by a Muslim Nizam, but with an overwhelming Hindu population. Nizam of Hyderabad, Osman Ali Khan, initially sought to remain independent, refusing to accede to either India or Pakistan, hoping to preserve his autonomy. India was concerned with this decision. It was seen as a major threat to the territorial integrity of India. India was concerned that an independent Hyderabad could destabilize the region, particularly given its central location and economic strength. In September 1948, after a year of unsuccessful negotiations, India launched a police action which was codenamed Operation Polo. The operation lasted for just 5 days and the Nizam surrendered. The swift action by India was justified on the grounds of maintaining internal security and regional stability. This entire incident has been captured beautifully by Umar Khalidi in his book Hyderabad After the Fall. Accession of Kashmir. At the same time as Junagarh and Hyderabad crisis, Kashmir became a focal point for probably the most contentious territorial dispute between India and Pakistan. Kashmir was ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh. It was a Muslim majority state with approximately 78% population. The Maharaja initially hesitated in deciding between India and Pakistan. He wanted to maintain his state's independence. In October 1947, armed tribal forces from Pakistan, backed by the Pakistani military, invaded Kashmir. Facing loss of control, Maharaja sought India's assistance and signed the Instrument of Accession on 26 October 1947. India accepted the accession and deployed troops to repel the Pakistani invasion, resulting in the first India-Pakistan war over Kashmir. Alastair Lamb has covered this entire war in a beautiful book called Kashmir, a Disputed Legacy, 1846 to 1990. Let's draw a diplomatic parallel between Junagarh and Kashmir. The Junagarh crisis provided India with a strong diplomatic justification for its action in Kashmir. India's argument was that India used Junagarh's accession as a precedent to justify its action in Kashmir. Indian leaders, including Sardar Patel and Jawaharlal Nehru, pointed out the inconsistency in Pakistan's approach. If Pakistan could accept Junagarh's accession despite its Hindu majority, India could similarly accept Kashmir's accession even though it had a Muslim majority. The argument was especially effective in international fora where India highlighted Pakistan's contradictory stances on self-determination. Acceptance of Junagarh became a major diplomatic blunder. It weakened Pakistan's case on Kashmir. Pakistan's position that Kashmir should join it based on Muslim majority population was undercut by its earlier acceptance of Hindu majority state, that is Junagarh. The international community largely viewed India's intervention in Junagarh as justified, especially following the plebiscite, while the situation in Kashmir remained unresolved and contested. In the end, to draw the conclusion of lessons learned from Junagarh, Kashmir, and Hyderabad, the handling of Junagarh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir highlights the complex nature of state accessions. Pakistan acceptance of Junagarh was a mistake that not only isolated Nawab of Junagarh but also provided India with a strong moral and diplomatic argument in the Kashmir dispute. India's forceful annexation of Hyderabad was another example of its determination to consolidate territorial integrity, reinforcing the idea that princely states should not remain independent or choose Pakistan unless it made geographic and demographic sense. The Kashmir conflict, exacerbated by Junagadh's situation, remains unresolved to this day. with both India and Pakistan claiming the state. The Junagarh accession, however, continues to be a reference point for India in defending its action in Kashmir. These episodes demonstrate how the choices made by princely states in the aftermath of partition set the stage for decades of conflict and diplomatic maneuvering between India and Pakistan. In the next episode, we will cover was British umpire aware of Pakistan's plan to invade Kashmir and force the Maharaja to sign instrument of accession. I'll request you to please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will also encourage our viewers to please ask us questions. Thank you. Keep working hard. Jai Hind.